Hi everyone, Bob Black with Spider TV at Richmond Spider football practice. The end of the second 4-day stretch of practices for Coach Russ Huesman Spiders. So he joins us to get a little bit of a grade out and evaluation on how his guys are doing. Russ, we talked to you at the end of the first 4 days, gave the guys a day off. Now the end of the second 4 days. How would you grade out? What did you see from these 4 practices in this session?
Yeah, a lot of energy. I've been pleased with the energy, and they come out ready to practice every day. I feel really good about the 8 practices. Some are better than others, obviously. It always happens that way, but we got a long way to go. But I think our guys want to be really, really good. They want to win. So, if they just keep working and keep stacking, good days on good days, we'll be all right.
What were some of the situational things that you tried to accomplish in this 4 practice stretch?
Well, we kind of really got into the third down stuff, the 2-minute stuff, the 4-minute stuff. Any of our situational end of game scenarios like Mayday field goal. We had a special teams walkthrough the other night and covered all special teams and really incorporated, all the different things that could possibly happen, whether it's a pooch punt, just those types of things. So, I think these past 4 days were a lot more situational, but we still with the emphasis on fundamentals, we can't get away from that.
You mentioned when we chatted last time that the guys were going to put the full pads on and it might look and sound a little bit different. Did it to you look and sound any different when the pads came on?
Yeah, first day pads were on, we didn't do any live work. Second day we actually did some live work. Third day we did some live work. So, the only difference is between, the full pads and the shells are whether you take them to the ground or not. And we actually, the second and third day, we took people to the ground.
A couple of position groups I'd like you to focus in on, one on each side of the ball. Let's start defensively. Last week you talked about the front line being really good and the secondary having a lot of competition. So how about that second level in the middle, the linebackers?
Love those guys. Great workers, committed to the game. They want to be great. They listen. They take coaching. Their body language is tremendous. I love that group. And, it starts with Billy Coggle coming back for his 5th year. Billy's played a lot of football here, and we think he's going to be an excellent player this year for us. Tyler Dressler, who started a couple games last year and played quite a bit. We feel really good about where he is. Phil O'Connor, who played on special teams, probably didn't play, I don't think, in any games positionally, but played on 4 games on special teams. But we love his athleticism and feel good about him. Tristan Wheeler is a freshman who's really looked good. Really pleased with him. Josh Hurlburt is coming back for his 4th year, and he's been a special teams mainstay for us and does a great job there. Hope I'm not forgetting anybody inside here, but Matt, you got to figure that out. And then on the outside will be Jordan Payne, who's had a really good camp. But again, now when we start to get into more live situations, starting to have scrimmage situation. All right, is he going to get the ball on the ground? Is he going to make plays? But we feel good about him. And then another freshman, Xavier Marshall's playing the outside linebacker, and he's looked really good.
You lost 7 guys who can catch the football from your quarterback. So who's looked good catching the football from your quarterbacks?
To start with, the 2 guys that have looked really, really good are Charlie Fessler and Keeson Fuller. Both those guys are playing really well. They look like they got great legs and fresh legs every day. You can tell they've worked really hard in the summertime. Feel really good there. Another older guy that's looked good here the last 3 or 4 days is Jeremiah Brown, and he has to be a great player. He has to continue to come along. He has to stay healthy, but he's got some ability there. Then you got Justin Jasper, who's a very, very talented player. He looks really good. I think Justin's a guy that can play multiple positions. Bright kid, talented. Feel really good about him. Isaac Brown has had up and down camp. Some days he looks like an all-conference guy. Other days, he looks like a sophomore in high school. And so he's just got to be consistent with everything. Ben Maffey, inconsistent right now. Some drops. We need him to block better on the perimeter. He's talented. I mean, he's got great hands. And you guys have seen some of the catches that he made since he's been here. But I think most of it is can he focus day in and day out. But, he's got a lot of ability, and we like Ben a lot. Davon Perry, who we moved, explosive, can run. We think he can get behind coverage. He's made some really good catches here in the fall. He's got some drops, and again, concentration. And he's just got to kind of pick it up mentally. But again, he hasn't. We switched him with maybe 4 or 5 practices in the spring. But he's willing and able, and he's a talented guy. And then our 2 freshmen, Ben Castellano, has not been practicing. He's doing individual, but hopefully he's cleared probably within the next 3 weeks. And then Cameron Cloud's been slow with a hamstring injury. He hadn't practiced much, but both those kids are good.
What's next for your Spiders, beginning with a open to the public scrimmage Saturday night?
It's open to the public. It'll look a lot better than the spring game. We'll have more than 14 available offensive players, so we can increase. We can increase the snaps. We can get a bunch of people snaps. I think if we get, I would estimate maybe 90 to 100 plays in that thing. With probably some of our guys that have played a lot of football here, maybe getting 15 to 20. And then you got to kind of mix in. Some of these guys will need 30 to 45, and then other guys, getting 20 to 30 plays. So, we just got to we haven't talked about it yet, but that's kind of my mindset going into it.
Really enjoyed this conversation. Thanks, Coach Huesman.
Thanks, Bob. Good seeing you.